is John Shehan. I'm a Senior Vice President at the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. For the past over 2 decades, I have been focused on combating the sexual exploitation of children at the National Center.
I'm Richard Graham. I'm a child and adolescent psychiatrist, and for almost 20 years now have been talking with young people about the way their online lives were impacting on their mental health and development.
Well, with over 2 decades of experience protecting children from sexual exploitation as well as online safety, I bring a unique perspective to try and educate Yubo and the platform on ways to keep children safer online.
I think from my perspective, what child psychiatrists do is think about 2 areas. One is human development and the way in which over time we are trying to develop in different ways and how that interfaces with the digital world. But also to think about mental health and how the risks that may occur online could become harms in relation to a young person's mental health. And both of these things are critical because that can really impact on someone's life chances and the positive future that they could develop.
Safety boards are critical because they bring unique insights from a wide variety of perspectives on ways that the platform can better protect their users in keeping them safe during that interaction.
I think for me, safety boards offer companies the opportunity to step back from the intense work that they're engaged with, developing or refining their platforms and making them positive experience for users, and to think about the breadth of different influences that could make those environments even better for users.
Yubo definitely is open to the insights and expertise of the advisory board, and I can tell you from personal experience, I currently serve on a number of boards. I have worked with tech companies for decades, all the way back before the days of MySpace, on ways they can implement tools and techniques to protect children and users. And I can attest that those insights, those sharings that we've had with Yubo, they've taken it very seriously. They implement some of those changes and have been very transparent in the entire process.
I think for me, the board has been very receptive to thinking about how we can support vulnerable users who may be struggling with mental health difficulties, and to try and do that in a very thoughtful and sensitive way. But the board has also been very receptive to thinking about how the staff, the safety specialists and other members of the team are also supported in the complex and challenging work they're often being asked to undertake, and how that could impact on their mental well-being.
I think Yubo has one of the most cutting-edge transparency documents that's been released in a number of years. I think it sets the standard high for other companies in this space that have encouraged not only where we are today, but where Yubo is going into the future.
I think I've been really impressed that the Yubo board is really working very hard to ensure that we know exactly what is happening and to actually engage us in supporting them in making improvements and developments that do make Yubo a safe and positive space for young people.
The safety board right now is small but mighty. It comes with a very diverse background of expertise and knowledge. I think that it can continue to grow to fill gaps and opportunities as the platforms grow and this issue continues to evolve.
I think John's made a really excellent point about the diversity of the board, and one of the really exciting things for me is that we're also learning from each other, and that cross-fertilization of insights and experience I think will help Yubo further develop, so it remains at a cutting edge in terms of technology, safety, but also that positive user experience.
There are a lot of threats online, not specific to Yubo, but the different platforms that are out there right now facing youth today as they are connecting with one another all around the world. More often than not, some of the tools and techniques that companies like Yubo are deploying are those that will keep predators and those that want to sexually exploit children away from those young minors. I really want to applaud the work that Yubo has done, but those challenges are always going to be evolving, and Yubo's going to have to stay on that cutting edge.
My own take on what could be challenging for Yubo relates to the fact that young people now are growing up at an extraordinary time We've just been through the pandemic, which disrupted their lives like nothing had for perhaps a century. But there are many other pressures that are impacting upon their lives. And when they get together, they do need to connect with each other. But they're also trying to process powerful feelings, intense anxieties. And I think supporting them in sort of keeping the positives of those friendships and relationships alive, whilst also helping them when things start to get a bit too much, that I think that could really help Yubo stay a really safe space.
I think for the future, it's still continuing to evolve the platform while bringing safety by design into that onset. Keeping an eye on those current trends, those technologies, threats, and vulnerabilities will keep Yubo ahead from a safety perspective and the safest place that could be for minors.
I completely agree with John again, that actually just staying in touch with the young people using the platform, being very responsive to developments that are impacting upon them, and actually trying to still create ways for them to have really positive experiences together, so that it is somewhere where they can get a break from some of the fakeness of social media and be themselves and develop in ways that feels right for them.